Hello, students. Welcome to week 6. Yay! College English 1. Okay, today's video, there are 4 main things that I want to do. The first thing is I want to have a basic grammar lesson about punctuation. Number 2, I want to review the homework, some of the sentences that you did for week 4's homework. Number 3, we're going to start Unit 3, Part 1 lesson, Unit 3, Part 1. And 4, I want to talk to you a little bit about the new homework. Okay, before we begin, I just want to tell you guys that you are mostly doing a very good job on your homework. So most students are sending me really nice sentences, 4 or 5, 6, 7 sentences per answer. And you guys are really telling me a lot about yourself. And you guys are showing me a lot, and I love reading your work. So very good job. And then I'm going to try to comment on everybody's homework assignment just a little bit. I have maybe around 200 students, so it does take a long time for me to look and review and comment on everyone's homework. Okay, with that said, I also wanted to tell you about the midterm exam. If we start school in May, right, if we start school in May, then I will probably have a midterm exam. If we don't start school in May, then I need to think, maybe we will have a project, or maybe we'll do something else, but 아직 지금, I don't know what my decision is about the midterm exam. Okay, so just wait. I will tell you as soon as I find out, and I will tell you guys. So the first thing I want to do is talk about punctuation a little bit. Okay, I want to talk about punctuation because most students are doing a good job, but there's a little bit of mistakes. So I want to talk about punctuation and capitalization. And really quickly, I'm going to remove my face and just go to the desktop. Okay, so look at this document right here. So this document is reviewing just the punctuation and capitalization rules. Okay, so these are very simple things that you should already know, but just a review here. So, a sentence always starts 어떻게? 대문자, right? A capital letter, right? Sentences always start with capital letters. How do sentences end? Do you know? There's 3 ways sentences always end, right? Sentences end with a period, right? 점, right? Period. Or they can end with an exclamation point. 미안해, exclamation point! Right? They can end with an exclamation point, or a sentence can end with a question mark, right? So there are only 3 ways that sentences end, right? A period, an exclamation point, or a question mark, right? So those are how sentences end. And then just so you know, if you use a comma in the middle of the sentence, there is no 대문자. You do not capitalize after that. So I'm going to talk about the capitalization rules. Okay, so rule number 1. 아까 여기 얘기했어, but rule number 1, capitalize the first word in a sentence. So here's 2 example sentences. Today, comma, and then you see no 대문자, right? Today, comma, about 15% of the population is left-handed, right? Are you left-handed? Okay, so we can see that today the T is capitalized. And here's another sentence. Grammar is fun. 어때 생각? Just kidding. But anyways, the main point, of course, here is that the G is capitalized, right, in grammar. Okay, and then point number 2, rule number 2, you always capitalize the pronoun I. Yeah, right, I, right? Not the letter I, but the pronoun I, like you, me, he, she, it, they, them, I, right? You always capitalize the pronoun I. Paul and I, Taemuncha, are left-handed, right? Me, Ernest teacher, no, I'm right-handed, but 그냥 example sentence. Paul and I are left-handed. Okay, here's a famous song from the Beatles. Do you know this song? It says, I am the Eggman, I am the walrus, cuckoo, cuckoo. Anyways, I, of course, is capitalized because it is the first word, but also because the pronoun I is always capitalized, right? So those are 2 rules, okay? The next rule is you capitalize all proper nouns, right? Here are some proper nouns. So for example, names of people and their title, right? What is a title? Well, let's see here. First, John McEnroe, right? McDonald's, right? Anytime you see this Mac, you capitalize the next word. Mac is a kind of old title, but it has no meaning anymore. Just 그냥 이름, right? But John McEnroe, McDonald's, right? You capitalize that because it's an item. It's a person's name, right? Mr. This is a title, right? Mr. John Smith. Right? Mrs. Jane Smith, Ms. Jane Smith. You would capitalize the Mr., Miss, Ms. part, right? Dr. Mary Roberts, right? You capitalize the doctor part. And of course, some other famous names are Napoleon and Marilyn Monroe, right? Okay, so capitalize names of people. You capitalize names of places, right? Names of places. And also, place names can have a kind of title. So, for example, Verdugo Road, right? The road is a part of the title it's a part of the idiom, right? It's part of the name, Verdugo Road, right? Central Avenue, right? Suwon Street, right? Avenue, road, street. These things are part of the name. So you capitalize them. Of course, you have Lake Victoria. Lake is a part of the name, of course. Times Square, right? Canada, it's a country, right? Canada. And then, of course, London, city, England, right? You capitalize the L and the E. What about 한강? Han, 대문자 H, river, 대문자 R, right? Because the name is Han River, so you would capitalize that R as well. Okay, the next group of things that you always capitalize are nationalities, right? What country person are you, right? Your nationality. Race is not country person, but it's your blood, kind of, right? And then, of course, languages and religions, right? So, for example, Ernest teacher is an American, right? 대문자 A, right? Ernest teacher is not a Korean citizen, right? That is nationality. Ernest teacher is an American citizen. Ernest teacher is not a Korean citizen. But Ernest teacher is Asian, right? My skin, right? You can see my small eyes. Ernest teacher is Asian. You are Asian, right? Ernest teacher is not Catholic, right? But that Catholic, of course, is a religion, right? So Ernest teacher is Asian, but Ernest teacher is not Hispanic. What is a Hispanic person, right? Do you see a country? So Hispanic is kind of like Spain salam, kind of, right? So remember Spain, the Spanish went to Latin America. So Hispanic people, Guship% they are Spanish speaking people. So Mexicans are Hispanic. People from Spain are Hispanic, right? People from El Salvador are Hispanic, right? People from Puerto Rico are, well, they're Puerto Rican, but they're also a kind of Hispanic. But people from Brazil, they are not Hispanic because they don't speak Spanish, right? So Hispanic is a kind of race of people. And of course, you have Muslim. Also, you have Islam, right? People who follow Islam are Muslim, right? So it's kind of religion. And then, of course, people who live in and around Saudi Arabia, those people are Arab, right? Arab, right? Just so you know, people in Iran are not Arabs, okay? Iranian salam and Saudi Arabia salam are different races, okay? But Arabs is a kind of race. Okay, so one more time, of course, names of people, places, nationalities, races, languages, religions, you capitalize, right? And then you capitalize organizations, right? Schools and businesses. For example, KGU, Kyunghee University, right? It's capitalized. There's Taemuncha. University of California. You don't capitalize the of because it's, I don't know, just tradition. It's not an important word, so you don't capitalize that. But University of California. Bank of America is a commercial bank in the United States. It's a pretty popular bank. The International Students Club. Okay, that's a gotcha organization, but maybe there is some International Students Club. Of course, Glendale College. It's a university in Glendale. Safeway, which is a grocery store in Southern California. Safeway, and of course the Red Cross, right? R and C, because it's the name of the organization. Of course, you capitalize classes if they are official classes. So English 101, that's some kind of class, so you capitalize English. Spanish 01A, so you capitalize Spanish. If you're taking a music class, no Taemuncha. But if you're taking music 101, Taemuncha, right? Okay, and then of course you capitalize the days, the months, and holidays or special days. So what are the days of the week? Everybody, Kachi, do you know them? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right? Always Taemuncha, right? And of course the months, right? Do you know the months? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December, right? So you capitalize the months. And then, of course, for example, we just had a holiday last Wednesday, which was Election Day, right? And then just like with street names, day is a part of the holiday idiom, right? So Election Day, even day has a Taemuncha, right? Independence Day, Halloween, right? These are famous holidays, right? What holiday was it? White Day or was it Black Day on the 14th? Anyways, that would have Taemuncha if you were writing it. And of course, special buildings, and structures like bridges, right? So White House, right? House is part of the idiom. Blue House, right? What Anybody live at Vivaldi Vivaldi Apartments, right? A apartments is part of the idiom. Of course, Golden Gate Bridge, which is a structure that has a idiom that has a name, right? Golden Gate Bridge. What about Mapo Bridge, right? M and B bridge, right, would be capitalized. So these are the capitalization rules. These are most of them. So what I want you to do is, of course, get your pen and paper. And I have 8 sentences here. And I want you to change the small letters to capital letters where necessary, okay? So basically fix these sentences, add the 대문자, right? So look at number 1. So 같이 읽어봐. St. Mary's College is located in Boston, Massachusetts. Okay, 한번 더. St. Mary's College is located in Boston, Massachusetts. So what needs to be capitalized? What needs 대문자? So let's look at it 같이 first. Okay, this is a 대학교, right? University and college, same, right? So the college idiom is Saint Mary, right? This is a Catholic university, right? But the idiom is Saint Mary. And then, of course, Boston is a city, and Massachusetts is like kind of like a dough. It's a state in the United States of America, right? So the B and the M. So look at number 2. Okay, 같이 읽어보세요. Let's read it together. In August 1959, Hawaii became the 50th state of the United States. So 생각해봐, think about it. What needs to be capitalized? What needs to be capitalized? Okay, 생각했어? If you want, you can push pause. Okay, let's look at the answer. Of course, in, because it is the first word in the 문장, it's the first word in the sentence. August is a month, right? Hawaii is a state in the United States. It's a place with a name. Of course, United States is the idiom, right, of the country. So U and S, right? The is not really a part of the name. Okay, number 3. 같이 읽어보세요. I parked my car on the corner of Greenwood Avenue in Lexington. So 자동차, right? Parking corner is same as like 사거리, right? So then Greenwood Avenue looks like a street. What is Lexington? Lexington is also a street. So what would we capitalize? Yeah, of course we're going to capitalize the street name, Greenwood Avenue, and Lexington, right? Okay, 잘했어. Look at number 4, 같이. Let's read it together. Maria is a student from Peru, right? Or Peru, 미국 바람, or Latin 바람, Peru, right? She speaks Spanish, French, and Italian, right? So, think what needs to be capitalized here? Dun, dun, dun. Of course, Maria is a name of a woman. It's also the first word. M is the first letter in the sentence. Peru, of course, is a country. She, the S is the first letter in this new sentence. And then, of course, Spanish, French, and Italian are 3 languages, right? Okay, let's look at number 5 really quickly. Let's read it together. There are no classes during Christmas, Easter, and Thanksgiving vacations. What needs to be capitalized? Boom, right? There, of course, the T is the first, okay? And then Christmas is a holiday, Easter is a holiday, and Thanksgiving is a holiday, right? But vacations, no, because it's not a part of the name. Okay, look at number 6. All right. Kachi, let's read it together. Students who are Buddhist, Muslim, Christian, and Jewish all got together to help, right? So let's look here. What needs to be capitalized? Boom, right? Of course, S for students, right? It's the first in the sentence. And then we have 4 religions right here, right? Who is a Buddhist? If you're a Buddhist, raise your hand. All right. If you're Islam Salam, if you're a Muslim, raise your hand. All right. Any Muslim students? Okay. If you're a Christian, of course, if you're a Christian, raise your hand. All right. And Jewish, if you don't know, Jewish is Yude, right? So if you're a Jewish student, any Jewish student, I don't know if I have ever taught a Jewish student. I've seen some Jewish people in Itaewon. I've seen Korean Jewish people in Itaewon, but yeah, they are not, it's not a popular religion in this country. Okay. And if you're no religion, raise your hand. Okay, so anyways, Buddhist, Muslim, Christian, Jewish, all religions. Okay, look at number 7. And Kachi 읽어봐. I am taking 3 classes this semester. English 120, Spanish 1A, and Business Administration. So what needs a 대문자? What needs to be capitalized? Boom. Okay, basically we have 2 classes here, right? We got English 120 and we have Spanish 1A, but Business Administration, there is no number, so this is not the proper name of a class. Right? It's just a kind of class, so there is no 대문자. All right, last one, look at number 8. So 같이 read it together with me. Have you been to see the White House in Washington, D.C.? All right. Ready? Boom. Of course, H, because it is the first, right? White House is, of course, it's the name of the building. And Washington, D.C., of course, is the name of a district in the United States, right? Anybody know what is the D.C. part? What is DC? It's Jago for something, right? DC means District of Columbia, right? So Washington, District of Columbia. Washington, District of Columbia. Okay, so good job. I hope that was easy for you guys. 미안해, I know this is very busy looking. But one more thing, one more little grammar point. Okay, I'm not going to talk about titles. Okay, I want to just review really quickly again. This is, there are many types of sentences, but these are the 3 main types of sentences, right? Okay, so these are the 3 main types of sentences. So the first type of sentence is a simple sentence. A simple sentence, just remember, I'm talking about the technical definition, right? So I don't mean like easy sentence, but a simple sentence, it's the most basic. It has a subject and a verb, right? And it completes an idea or a thought, right? So a simple sentence has a remember the SVO, subject, verb, object. A simple sentence can be SVO, it can be SV as well, right? You don't need the O, 필요 없어, right? Like, I look, right? There's no O, right? But anyways, 보통 SVO, right? Anyways, subject, verb, object. So example, Ernest's teacher waited for his dinner. right? Of course, the subject of this sentence is Ernest teacher, right? And the verb, of course, is waited. And then the object waited for what? He waited for his dinner, right? So this is a very simple sentence, right? So the other kind of sentence is a compound sentence, right? Compound, like kind of like the word combination. So a compound sentence is two simple sentences put together, right? Two simple sentences that are put together. So when I say two sentences, each part has a subject, verb, object, right? And then you can connect two sentences with and, or, but, nor, but, or, yet, so, because, dang, 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 right? So these are connecting words, right? That connect two sentences. Why would you connect two independent clauses or two sentences? Because the ideas are related to each other. You're talking about some kind of relationship. Okay, so for example, Ernest's teacher waited for his dinner, comma, but the dinner never arrived, right? So 아까 여기 위에 Ernest, this is as subject, right? Waited is the verb. This is dinner is the object, but the dinner is also a subject, right? Arrived is the verb, right? Never arrived, right? So this is a second sentence, okay? Okay, and then we have a third type of sentence. We have a complex sentence, right? And it's not that this sentence is pokchap. That's not the technical definition, right? A simple sentence, we call this a kind of independent clause, right? These are a compound is two independent clauses, right? A complex sentence is when you combine an independent clause and also you have a dependent clause. A dependent clause is not a full 문장, right? So like in the morning, right, is not a 문장, right? For 5 years is not a 문장, right? He thought because he, anyways. Okay, so a complex sentence. So while Ernest's teacher waited, right, he noticed his belly grumbling, my belly grumbling, right? So while Ernest's teacher waited, it's not a full 문장. This is a dependent clause. It talks about 언제, some time thing, right? So he noticed, right? He is the subject, noticed his belly grumbling, right? He noticed this is the verb, right? So this is the main sentence, and this is just a dependent clause. So these are three types of sentences, right? So I want you to keep that in mind. Some of you guys are writing very complex, 복잡, not 같은 complex. Some of you guys are writing very complex sentences, and you have very good ideas, but often I think you could 조금 잘라, break it, okay, and just make simple sentences or make simple compound sentences, right? Don't try to overly complicate. You can say many things using only simple sentences. You can use compound sentences, of course, to combine two ideas. And then complex sentences when you want to talk about a place, or a time, or give it some kind of dependent clause, right? Okay, so that's basic little bit of grammar review. Okay, I want to next look at some of these sentences. So this is week 4's homework. Okay, I want to look at some of these sentences with you, and I want you guys, again, pen and paper, try to find the answer. Okay, so let's try to find the correction. So of course, sentence 1, Kachi, let's read it together. Finally, in formalized education, students couldn't find their hobbies or specialties. Okay, 이거 뜻 뭐야? What is the meaning here? 같이 생각. Okay, finally, because I 기억해, there was first, second, third, and then this person said finally. Okay. Couldn't. This is 맞아. This is in the past, right? But this is a fact, right? This sentence is a fact. So this is the wrong verb form, right? Formalized education. This just means 그냥 regular 학교. So let's look here. Of course, 여기 space 안 넣었어. Spaced 안 넣었어. Finally, I'm not going to say in, but with. Finally, with formalized education, students so couldn't okay, couldn't means 못해, but that's not 딱 맞아 because some students have hobbies. So okay, I'll just say finally with formalized education, let's just say 많다, a lot of students find it difficult to I need some 다른 verb, right? I need some lots of students find it difficult to what hobby to okay, so to gain gain a hobby or learn specialties 뜻은 뭐야? What does that mean? Or to learn a special skill. Okay, so I'm just trying to clean this sentence up a little bit, right? So finally, not in, but with, because it's not an ane thing, it's a kachi thing, with school, right? A lot of students find it difficult to gain a hobby or learn a special skill. Okay. Oh, 미안해. 잠깐만. Oh, hey, here I am. Okay, let me move this down. Okay, move this down a little bit. Okay, so look at number 2 example. To learn too much at once, I don't be greedy, but I learn step by step by asking questions. So this is a little bit 이상해. To learn too much at once, and then that's one concept. I don't be greedy, so I don't, but I learn step by step by asking questions. 이거 뜻 뭐야? Greedy. It's not exactly the right word, right? Yeah, usually people are greedy for money, but are you greedy for learning? 아마도, maybe you can be greedy for learning, but it's not a 보통 expression. It's not a normal, common thing to say. Okay, to learn too much, maybe 어떻게? How do we fix this? Maybe don't try to learn too much at once. I don't be greedy part. 어떻게? How can I fix that? Don't try to learn too much at once. Okay. I don't. I'm not. Okay. I can't think of a better word right now. I'm not greedy with my education. I learn best by asking questions and working step by step. Okay, I learn best working step. I learn best. I'll keep the same. I learn best. Okay. 언제 했을 때면 when I let's see. Okay. When I work step by step and by asking questions. Jump. Okay, so I think this is the same meaning here. Okay, look at number 3. To overcome mannerisms and overslept. So you go wrong 동사, right? This is like past tense. What is overcome mannerism? 이것도 뭐야? So you can have good manners, you can have bad manners, right? But manners set to is mannerisms. So, but overcome mannerisms, 이거 doesn't make sense, right? How do you overcome manners? You can overcome bad manners, right? But you cannot overcome mannerisms, right? So, for example, I'm nervous and I touch my chin. That is a mannerism, right? I'm nervous and I blink my eyes. That is a mannerism, right? So seems 이상해. Okay, so to overcome mannerism and overslept, I will exercising with home training. How does exercise help overcome mannerism? It doesn't make sense because exercise doesn't do this. Okay, but anyways, let's let's see. 어떻게? So maybe 나 이거 바꿀 거예요. So exercising at home helps me get enough sleep. Well, okay, 이거 안 맞아 because they're talking about oversleeping. Okay, overcome helps me. Let me say this. Helps me have a positive attitude and helps me keep my sleep schedule. Okay, so I think that is the meaning here, right? Overcome mannerism, I will. It's 괜찮아, but the main idea is this part. So I want to put this 앞에, right? Exercising at home helps me have a positive attitude and helps me keep my sleep schedule, right? So let's look here. Number 4. Okay, it seems that I can't concentrate better than face-to-face classes because I have online classes. It seems that I can't concentrate better than face-to-face classes because so this is some 이거부터 이거, right? This is some kind of comparison, right? So let me just say I can concentrate better with face-to-face classes. I can concentrate better with more than I can concentrate more than with online classes. Okay, so I think this is some kind of meaning. I think what they mean is I can concentrate better with more than with online classes. So it's some kind of comparison here, but it seems like I can't concentrate better. It's you don't want to use the negative form. You want to use the positive form, right? So you can concentrate better with face and not online classes. Okay, let's look at number 5 here. Every students have tasks or homeworks which they have to do. Okay, so every student is kind of like a set. So you go S part PD opso, right? And every student, I know it's sadam, but it's same as like it. So every student, not have, but it more. It I have, you have, but every student 어떻게. So every student has, right? Okay, every student has tasks and homework. So S homework is non-count, so S 없어, right? Every student has tasks and homework which they have to do. Okay, 괜찮아, 잘했어, right? So let's look at number 6. I share my laptop screen with my friends by using a program called Hangouts while studying. Okay, so here we have some kind of clause, right? While studying. So, but this is kind of the main idea here. 공부했을 때면 해, right? So I want to put that 앞에. I want to put that in the front, right? So while studying, and then the rest is 괜찮아. I share my laptop screen with my friends by 필요 없어 using 하나 program. So we need a program called, okay, and then just the proper idiom is Google Hangouts, right? Okay, so okay, 이거 필요 없어 because 대문자 했어 and we know it's an idiom, right? So it's a name of a program called Google Hangouts. Okay, so okay, enough. I don't have to talk more. Let's look at number 7. In order to concentrate on lecture, I often go to cafe. Okay, 괜찮아. This is fine, but what is wrong here? So yogi and yogi, something 틀렸어. So remember, I always say this 문장, I like a cat, I like cats. 뜻은 뭐야, right? What does that mean, I like a cat? It means 하나, right? But when I'm talking in general, right? I like cats. 고양이 다 좋아. I like cats, right? So same thing here. In order okay, for me to concentrate on 누구 my. So what's wrong here? Like Hana lecture 말고, right? It's not one, but 다. I'm talking in general. So I need to put the S, right? Lectures, right? I often go to, and then we're not talking about one cafe. We're talking just in general. We're talking about cafes, right? Right. So I often go in order for me. Okay, so good. This is a complex sentence, right? In order for me to concentrate on my lectures, this is a dependent clause. And here is the main independent clause. Here's the main 문장. I often go, right? I go, right? And then go, 어디 go, object, right? Subject, verb, object, right? Adverb, right? So let's look here. I explore what is the thing I like most. I explore what is the thing I like most, and I always do my best for my future. Okay. He put an and here, but he go and PDO. Let me think here. Is it better as two sentences or is it okay? So I explore. Okay, let's look at this. I explore what is the thing I like most. Okay. Okay. No, little bit 이상해. And just make simple. Make simple as in not 복잡. I explore things I like most, and I'm always trying to do what is best for my future, right? I explore things I like most, and I'm always trying to do what is best for my future. Okay, so let's look here. This is a compound sentence, right? I explore things I like most, and I'm always two 문장s 붙여 together with and. Okay, let's look here. Number 9. 같이 turn off my smartphone while I do studying and put away my smartphone on a desk. Okay. So this is kind of 반대 problem. They put an and, but they put a period, but we want to connect these two sentences, right? Okay. So turn off my smartphone while I do studying. SVO. So 여기, there is no subject. I know I is here, but there's no this I do studying is 좀 이상해. So, but we need to start with the subject 누구. Right? I turn off my smartphone while I study, while I am studying, but just let's make it simple. While I study, and I put it away on, let's just say 저는 my desk, right? I turn off my smartphone while I study and I put it away on my desk. On my desk 위에 or suit up drawer. So if it's a 위에 on my desk or suit up drawer, then it's in my desk. Right? 안에. Okay, last one, Magic Mac. Number 10. Students sometimes fall asleep because their classes are too boring, but most students would be sleeping in class because they didn't sleep well at last night. Okay, so we want to, this but, we can 붙여 this together, right? So let's look at this. Okay. Students sometimes fall asleep because their classes are too boring. Okay. Okay, I like this. Okay, they said sometimes. Okay, Mione, I'm going to do this, but most of the time, I'm going to make this clause. Students are asleep in class because they didn't sleep well. 어떻게 방금 전에 밤, right? The night before, right? Okay, so it's nice. I could have put this together, but I think 이렇게 더 예뻐. It looks better. Students sometimes fall asleep because their classes are too boring. That's an idea. But this is a second idea, and it's a complex idea. But most of the time, there's a clause, right? But most of the time, students are asleep in class because they didn't sleep well the night before. So I think this is the way I would fix it. Okay, 잘했어. 끊어. Well, not 끊어, but just finish this part. Okay, let me just save this. Okay. All right, let's go to the textbook. Okay, so this is Unit 3, 시작하자. Unit 3, Part 1. We're going to do the very beginning of Unit 3. So, what is the title for Unit 3? So, Kachi, can you read it with me, please? So, a penny saved is a penny earned. Okay, so penny 뭐야? I don't have a penny, but 미국에 one penny is like ship one. Okay, it's like it's the very smallest money coin in America. So we're not talking big money, we're talking small money. But 이거 뜻은 뭐예요? What do you think a penny saved is a penny earned? Right? What does that mean? Right? What does that mean? Right? Right, to earn something, right? A penny saved is a penny earned. 뜻은 뭐야? Okay, obviously, it's talking about just life, right? If you save money, if you're not spending money, it's kind of like earning it, right? Because you have it. So look at the photo here. What do we see? Where is this woman? It looks like she is at an electronics store, right? What does she want to buy? Oh my gosh, she wants to buy a tablet. Oh, Ernest's teacher wants to buy the new iPad Pro, 12.9 inch. So I looked up the price. This is 1 terabyte memory. This is the Wi-Fi cellular version. 2 million won. 진짜 못해. I can't buy this, right? Can Ernest's teacher afford to buy this? Right? Do I have the money to buy this? No. Ernest's teacher is a poor teacher. I cannot spend $2 million, 2 million won on an iPad, right? Okay, so anyways, what is she looking to do? She's also looking to buy an iPad. Okay, so this chapter, Unit 3, is it's kind of about money, right? So it's kind of about money. It's kind of about our attitudes of money. It's kind of about ways to save money. It's also about comparing things. Okay, it's also about comparing things. But before we start, I want you guys to watch this video. Okay, this is a video about a philosopher. His name is Theodore Adorno. And what are his ideas? Okay, so you can watch the video here. 한글 chama chima, what is it called? Subtitles will be here. And then, of course, you can read the English on this side. Okay, so watch this video. And while you're watching, what do you think about his ideas? Okay, I'm going to turn off my mic and turn off my webcam.
Theodor Wiesengrund Adorno was born in Frankfurt in 1903 into a wealthy and cultured family. His father, a wine merchant, was of Jewish origin but had converted to Protestantism at university. Until his 20s, Adorno planned for a career as a composer, but eventually focused on philosophy. In 1934, he was barred on racial grounds from teaching in Germany, so he moved to Oxford and later to New York and then Los Angeles. He was both fascinated and repelled by Californian consumer culture and thought with unusual depth about suntans and drive-ins. Adorno was closely connected with the pioneering Institute of Social Research, also known as the Frankfurt School, which had been founded and funded by his friend Felix Weil. The institute aimed to develop a psychological understanding of the problems thrown up by modern capitalism, especially the culture and mindset it generates. Adorno drew attention to three significant ways in which capitalism corrupts and degrades us. Adorno believed that the primary focus for progressive philosophers should be the study of how the working and middle classes of developed nations think and feel, and in particular, the manner in which they spend their evenings and weekends. Adorno had a highly ambitious view of what leisure time should be for. It was not to relax and take one's mind off things. Free time should be our prime opportunity to expand and develop ourselves, to reach after our better nature, and to acquire the tools with which to change society. It's a time when we might see films that can help us to understand our relationships with new clarity, or read books that give us fresh insights into politics, or listen to music that gives us courage to reform ourselves and collective life. But in the modern world, Adorno bemoaned that leisure has fallen into the hands of an omnipresent and deeply malevolent entertainment machine, which he called the culture industry. Modern films, TV, radio, magazines, and now social media seemed for Adorno to be almost designed to keep us distracted, unable to understand ourselves, and without the will to alter political reality. So, for example, the news will feed us a mixture of salacious nonsense and political stories that scramble any possibility of understanding the open prison within which we exist. The cinema shows us the adventures of an alien invasion, while the real calamities of our world go unattended. Pop music focuses relentlessly on the emotions around romantic love, suggesting that happiness can only come from meeting one very special person, rather than awakening us to the pleasures of community and of a more broadly distributed human sympathy. We wander through museum galleries, privately unsure what they really mean and why we should care. The culture industry likes to keep us like that, distracted, pliant, confused, and a bit intimidated. Adorno perceptively described Walt Disney as the most dangerous man in America. Because of the huge range of consumer goods available in modern capitalism, we naturally suppose that everything we could possibly want is available. The only problem, if there is one, is that we can't afford it. But Adorno pointed out that our real wants are carefully shielded from us by capitalist industry, so that we end up forgetting what it is we truly need and settle instead for desires manufactured for us by corporations without any interest in our true welfare. Though we think we live in a world of plenty, what we really require to thrive, namely tenderness, understanding, calm, insight, community, all these things are in painfully short supply and are utterly disconnected from the present economy. When they're trying to sell us something, Advertisers show us the thing that we really want and then connect it to something we don't actually need. So we can see an advert showing a group of friends walking along a beach chatting amiably, or a family having a picnic and laughing warmly together. These adverts show us these things because they know we crave community and connection. But the industrial economy prefers to keep us lonely and consuming. So at the end of the adverts, we'll be urged to buy some 25-year-old whiskey or a car so powerful that no road would ever let us legally drive it at top speed. Adorno was writing at the dawn of the age of the psychological questionnaire. These were widely in use in the United States, where they were measuring consumer attitudes and commercial behavior. Adorno was intrigued by the underlying concept of the questionnaire, and so, together with colleagues, devoted himself to designing a rather different kind of questionnaire, one designed to spot fascists. The questionnaire that he designed asked contributors to assess their level of agreement with statements like, "Obedience and respect for authority are the most important virtues children should learn," and "If people would talk less and work more, everybody would be better off," and "When a person has a problem or worry, it's best for him not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things." Given the traumas Germany had just been through, it's no surprise that Adorno gave his questionnaire and what he called the F scale, fascist scale, such attention. His team even sent the F scale to every school in West Germany. But a more widely applicable lesson to be drawn from this experiment is that psychology comes ahead of politics. Long before someone is racist, homophobic, or authoritarian, they are, Adorno skillfully suggested, likely to be suffering from psychological frailties and immaturities, which it's the task of a good society to get better at spotting and responding to. Rather than leaving problems to fester so long that there's eventually no way to deal with them other than through force, we should learn to understand the psychology of everyday insanity from the earliest moments. Adorno was a left-wing thinker who recognized that the primary obstacles to social progress are cultural and psychological rather than narrowly political or economic. We already have the money, the resources, the time and the skills to make sure that everyone can sleep in a house, stop destroying the planet, is given a fulfilling job and feel supported by the community. So the reason why we continue to suffer and hurt one another is first and foremost because our minds are sick. This is the continuing provocation offered by the beguiling and calmly furious work of Theodor Adorno. Thank you so much for
All right, everybody. So, what do you think? Are you a victim of the culture industry, right? Do we have too much in our lives? What do you think? Is the purpose of free time to expand our mind, or what is the purpose of free time? I think Theodor Adorno represents one extreme way of thinking, right? But it's a good idea to hear it because we don't always hear that way. People don't always talk about capitalism that way. So let's move forward here. Okay, so this is the beginning of chapter 3, part 1. So the first thing is a listening. So you're going to go read and listen. So you're going to read. I'm going to play some audio. It's just this and this. So let me move my face over here. Okay, and then 같이 listen together. 같이 읽어. Are you ready? Let me move my face.
Money Series, Part 1. The History of Money and Bartering. 9000 BCE. Money Series, Part 1. The History of Money and Bartering. 9000 BCE. Farm animals and plants used as money. 640 BCE. First metal coins. 806 CE, first paper money made in China. 1619, tobacco used as money in Virginia. 1762, first printed check used in England. 1840, first student loans made at Harvard University. 1950, first credit card. 1969, first ATM, automatic teller machine. Today, electronic cash. Before people used money, they used other things that were valuable to them, such as plants or animals, to pay for things. Over the years, people developed more convenient ways to buy things, such as loans, checks, and credit cards. Another convenient type of money is electronic money. Electronic money is used just like real money, but can be saved on a computer or on an electronic cash card. Electronic money makes it easy to send money over the internet. Today, there are many ways to buy things, but it is also easy to spend too much money. People can have problems when they spend more than they earn. As a result, many people are often looking for ways to save money. One way for people to save money is bartering. Bartering means to exchange one thing for another without using money. For example, one person might exchange some food for some clothing or other item with equal value. Before people used money, they bartered for the things they needed. Today, people, businesses, and governments still barter as a way to save money. For example, a business might barter for goods, such as machines, or services, such as designing a website, that another business can do for them. Some people use the internet to find other people who are interested in bartering. Other people use community barter networks. A barter network is a group of people that trade with each other. A barter network provides its members with a chance to save money and get to know other people in their community.
All right. So here, Ernest teacher, I'm back. All right. So, oh my gosh, look at this money. Oh shit, manwan, $100 bill. Okay, so we got a short history of money, right? Today, of course, anybody use Kakao Pay? Do you guys have a check card or bank card? So we use, of course, electronic money. Do you like to use 현금? Do you like to use cash, or do you like to use card? Right. Anyways, the chapter Unit 3 is talking about bartering, right? So just to give you. Right, talking about bartering, right? It's talking about bartering, and I don't know why, but the chapter is focused on bartering, and it's also focused on creating this barter network where people exchange, right? Bartering is exchanging services for goods, right? Goods means things, right? So it's exchanging something for a thing or a service for a service. But it is basically no money changing, right? So a barter network, right, is people coming together to exchange things, right? So that's what this chapter is talking about right here. So 한부터 listen. Okay, no, skip. So 다시 들어봐. No, let's skip that. Let's just look. If you want to listen again, go back. But let's look at some of the vocabulary words here. So 먼저 같이 읽어봐. Let's read these together. So number 1, everybody 같이 valuable. Valuable. So V 소리, right? V valuable. 이빨, your tooth and your bottom lip. You 조금 간지러, you make you 같이 right? So it's valuable, right? So think of like love, right? Love, Konglish style, right? But love, right? V, right? And L, of course, remember L, valuable. L, your tongue, 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter, 이빨 앞에, so 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter, 이빨 앞에. So valuable, right? Valuable, right? So what is valuable to Samoya? Of course, it means useful, right? So number 2, kachi, item, right? Item, right? Tem, T-E-M, item, right? Or just bali item, right? So item, of course, is a thing, right? So number 3, everybody kachi, spend, right? You spend your money, right? You spend your time. Of course, 이렇게 드스모야, it doesn't mean 가져가, it means to go out. So it's pay money, right? Number 4, everybody 같이 earn. So your tongue is folded, right? So my tongue's folded. Earn. What's my name? It's honest. It's earnest, right? Right? Earnest teacher, honest teacher, 언니 teacher. No, earnest. So earn. But what is earn? It's kind of pande, spend, right? So it means to get money, right? Number 5, everybody, 같이 be interested in. Be interested. If I'm interested in it, then I want it, right? And then number 6, exchange, right? X and change, right? Exchange. It means to paco, right? Or to trade. And then everybody 같이 service. So remember, service. Okay. Service, Konglish means free, right? But 이렇게 말고, right? Service, of course, is something that you do, right? The company provides a service, right? And then number 8, everybody, network. Network, what is a network? It's a group of people with same interests, right? And then number 9, provides, right? V sound, provides, right? Provide, of course, this McDonald's provides free ketchup, right? So it means to give, right? And of course, member, right? Member. A member, of course, is a person in a group. And then designing, it's not exactly, but it's similar to like creating. And of course, equal, equal, equal means the same, right? Okay, and then of course, this is just some visual representations of barter, right? Apple for a shirt, controller for a tool, ham for fish, farm for electric, something. Okay, so so Carol, she's going to talk about the city barter network. So she's going to, this is listening number 1. This is the 길게 listening. This is the big listening. So go ahead and listen, and you want to answer, oh no, this is just the Jago one. So what are we listening to, and who is listening while Carol speaks? Okay, so 잠시만.
Good morning, everyone. Let's get started. My name is Carol, and I'd like to welcome you to the City Barter Network. I'm glad you could all come to today's meeting, and I'm really happy to see so many people who are interested in joining our network. Now, there are a few things I'd like to do this morning.
Okay, 한 번 더. And I'm going to
Good morning, everyone. Let's get started. My name is Carol, and I'd like to welcome you to the City Barter Network. I'm glad you could all come to today's meeting, and I'm really happy to see so many people who are interested in joining our network. Now, there are a few things I'd like to do this morning.
Oh, miyane, my face was in there. Okay, just remember the subtitles. It's from the computer, so it's auto-generated. So maybe it's not exactly tak an majo. But anyways, what are we listening to? Is it a radio? Is it a class? No, of course, it's a meeting, right? And who is listening to Carol speak? Who is the audience for this meeting? Ajik members? No, they're not. Ajik, they're not members yet. People who work, no, they're not. They don't work there. But these, of course, are people who are interested in joining, right? They maybe want to join, right? So then, Yogi, make a prediction. Okay, you go answer. Ajik, I don't know. But what is Carol going to discuss? What is she going to talk about? What bartering is? Why people like to barter, how to use the barter network, how to join the network. Carol will give information about what? Is she going to talk about examples of things people barter, how old the barter network is, how many members belong to the network, names of other members, how to find other members, an example of a barter exchange? What is she going to do? Can you guess? So, 동그라미. Yes. Okay, so now we're going to listen. 잠깐만. 보지 마. Now we're going to listen, and then I want you to check what she actually does, okay? So, 들려봐. Listen one more time. I'm going to move my face and my audio.
First, I want to tell you a little about bartering, what bartering is. Then I'll explain how you can barter in our network. Well, then, if you want to join, I'll sign you up as a member. Any questions? Okay, let's get started. First of all, does anyone know what bartering is?
Bartering is trading stuff, right? Like I trade my car for your computer or something like that?
Well, that's one kind of bartering, exchanging one item for another item. But in our barter network, we only exchange services, things you can do for another person.
Oh, I see.
Well, here's how it works. First, when you join the network, you sign your name on our member list and you list all of the services you can provide. Then every member gets a copy of the list or they can read it on our website.
So what kinds of services do members provide?
Well, most members provide services that a lot of people need, like cooking, cleaning, or fixing things. But, some people provide more unusual services like taking photographs, designing a website, or even giving music lessons.
Music lessons? So, do you think I could get piano lessons? I've always wanted to learn how to play the piano.
Yeah, sure.
Wow, that's great!
It sure is. But remember that when you barter, you need to provide a service before you can get one. So that brings me to the next step. How to barter. After you become a member, another member can ask you to provide a service, to do something for them. For every hour of work you do for someone, you earn one time dollar.
So you can earn money?
Well, no, you can't. Time dollars aren't real money. Basically, each time dollar just equals 1 hour of time that you spend providing a service. Later, you can spend your time dollars to get a service from someone else.
So all the members earn one time dollar per hour no matter what kind of work they do?
Yes, that's right. In our network, everyone's time is equal. No service is more valuable than another one. Oh, here, let me give you an example. A few weeks ago, another member needed some help cleaning his house. I spent 3 hours cleaning his house, so I earned 3 time dollars. Then last week, my computer broke and I needed to get it fixed. So I called another member who fixed it for me. He spent 1 hour fixing it, so I spent 1 time dollar. It was great. I saved money because I didn't need to pay anyone to fix it for me.
I have a question. what if you don't know how to do anything? I mean, I don't really have any skills.
Can you walk?
Walk? Well, of course I can walk.
Okay, it's a deal. You can do dog walking. I need someone to take my dog for a walk when I'm not home. Why don't you do it?
Well, I suppose I could.
Great. It looks like you're all ready to barter. But let's get signed up first. Next, I'll pass out some forms.
Okay, 한번더, but I am going to play the subtitles. Okay, I'm going to start the subtitles. 잠깐만.
First, I want to tell you a little about bartering, what bartering is. Then I'll explain how you can barter in our network. Well, then, if you want to join, I'll sign you up as a member. Any questions? Okay, let's get started. First of all, does anyone know what bartering is?
Bartering is trading stuff, right? Like I trade my car for your computer or something like that?
Well, that's one kind of bartering, exchanging one item for another item. But in our barter network, we only exchange services, things you can do for another person.
Oh, I see.
Well, here's how it works. First, when you join the network, you sign your name on our member list and you list all of the services you can provide. Then every member gets a copy of the list or they can read it on our website.
So, what kinds of services do members provide?
Well, most members provide services that a lot of people need, like cooking, cleaning, or fixing things. But, some people provide more unusual services like taking photographs, designing a website, or even giving music lessons.
Music lessons? So, do you think I could get piano lessons? I've always wanted to learn how to play the piano.
Yeah, sure.
Wow, that's great!
It sure is. But remember that when you barter, you need to provide a service before you can get one. So that brings me to the next step. How to barter. After you become a member, another member can ask you to provide a service, to do something for them. For every hour of work you do for someone, you earn one time dollar.
So you can earn money?
Well, no, you can't. Time dollars aren't real money. Basically, each time dollar just equals 1 hour of time that you spend providing a service. Later, you can spend your time dollars to get a service from someone else.
So all the members earn one time dollar per hour no matter what kind of work they do?
Yes, that's right. In our network, everyone's time is equal. No service is more valuable than another one. Oh, here, let me give you an example. A few weeks ago, another member needed some help cleaning his house. I spent 3 hours cleaning his house, so I earned 3 time dollars. Then last week, my computer broke and I needed to get it fixed. So I called another member who fixed it for me. He spent 1 hour fixing it, so I spent 1 time dollar. It was great. I saved money because I didn't need to pay anyone to fix it for me.
I have a question. What if you don't know how to do anything? I mean, I don't really have any skills.
Can you walk?
Walk? Well, of course I can walk.
Okay, it's a deal. You can do dog walking. I need someone to take my dog for a walk when I'm not home. Why don't you do it?
Well, I suppose I could.
Great. It looks like you're all ready to barter. But let's get signed up first. Next, I'll pass out some forms.
Okay. All right. So let me cut this off. Okay. So what are the things that the members do? So chan chan chan, right? They only barter service for service, right? And they need to provide a service before they can get one because they got to get time dollars, right? First, and then of course they use those time dollars. So you listened, Yogi. What did you guess? Majo and Majo so? Okay. So let's see, Yogi, let's see true or false, okay? True or false. If it's true, 그냥 내버려둬, leave it alone. If it's false, correct the false statement. So fix it, right? So members can list their services on a website. Was this true or was this false? This was true, right? So they list themselves on a website, right? Most members provide services like cooking, cleaning, or fixing things. What do you think? True, right? Members don't provide unusual services like taking photographs or giving music lessons. Oh, they don't? Is this true or false? This, of course, is false. So 어떻게, how would I fix this? So I think the easiest way is just 이거 don't 빼, 그냥 빼. Members provide unusual services. Or you can say some people provide unusual services. Okay, look at number 4. Some services are more valuable than others. Is this true or false? Of course, this is false, right? 한 시간 of work is 한 시간 of work. Doesn't matter what it is, right? So no service is more valuable than another, right? Services aren't more, some services aren't more valuable than others. 괜찮아 too. So Carol spent 2 hours cleaning another member's house. Was it 2 hours? No, it was how many hours? 3, right? And then a member spent 1 hour fixing Carol's television. It wasn't her TV that needed fixing. It was what? It was her PC, right? The man doesn't think he has any skills. Yeah, what did he say? What could I do? I don't have any skills. And Carol needs someone to walk her dog. Yeah, she said to the man, oh, can you walk? Of course I can walk. Then you can walk my dog, right? Okay. 잘했어. 우리 이거 skip 하고 싶어? 안 하고 싶어? Okay. All right. Homework time. Okay, so this is week 6 homework. Remember, from now on, you will get late homework if you do not give me the homework by the due date. So you have 1 week to do your homework. So I need the homework and you need to email it to me, okay? Also, if you're not writing complete sentences or your homework is too short, then I will email you and ask you to rewrite it, okay? So make sure you're writing, enough 4 to 5 sentences per question, more if you'd want. Okay, if it's not 딱 맞아, then I might ask you to rewrite it. Okay, anyways, and of course give it to me by the due date. Let's take a closer look at the homework. Okay, so what I want you to do is answer the questions below. Think about your answers. Tell me what you think and why you think that way. Okay, write at least 4 to 5 sentences for each question. Write more if you can. Don't forget punctuation. So question number 1, do you think you have too much stuff? Why or why not? Give me examples, right? Do you think you own too many things? Question number 2, what is the last thing you bought that cost over 100,000 won? Why did you buy it? Where did you get the money? Was it a good purchase? So magic mark thing. What's the last thing that you bought? Or just 그냥 아무거나 마음대로, whatever. Number 3, if I gave you 1,000,000 won, what would you buy? Why would you buy those things? Give me examples. So, for example, do you think you have too much stuff? I think I have way too many clothes, you know. I only really need about, you know, 7 t-shirts, but I have about 20. Why I shirts. 잠시만, 전화. Okay, let me say, but one thing I don't have too much of is electronics. My laptop is too old. There, you want to see? My MacBook is from 2013, right? 7 years old, right? My laptop is too old. I need a better laptop to do my work. You know, it's important to have the right equipment for my job. Okay, I'm gonna, but basically just whatever. Do you think you have too much? However you want to answer. So what's the last thing that you bought? The last thing that I bought was, what is the last thing that I bought? That was, well, I didn't buy it, but I got this keyboard, but it was a birthday present. So my wife gave it to me, but it was, I think it was around well, I'm not sure, but I got this keyboard. Where did I get the money? My wife bought it for me, right? It was a birthday present. And was it a good purchase? Yeah, I've never owned a mechanical keyboard before in my life. And now that I have one, I really think that it's increased the quality of my work. Okay, my work quality is the same, but just the pleasure that I get in typing is so much better, right? And then if I gave you 1,000,000 won, what would you buy? Okay, just 그냥 생각해봐. All right, think about these things. Tell me why you would buy them. Tell me, what's on your mind. All right, any other questions? Okay, feel free to message me. All right, and I will talk to you guys. Don't save. And I will talk to you guys later. So one more time, just remember, try to send me, you have 1 week to do the homework. There will be lates. And then if you don't write in complete sentences, I will ask you to rewrite your homework. All right. Any questions? Send me a message. Thank you so much. Have a great day or night. Bye.